Eleanor Whitman stood in her bathroom, staring at the angry, dark spot on her shoulder. Blood stained her fingertip where she'd accidentally scratched it. Downstairs, her husband Jack was calling about being late for dinner. She quickly pressed a bandage over the mole and pulled on her sweater. It was easier to hide it than deal with it. That decision nearly killed her. Eleanor taught third grade in Oak Ridge, Maine, one of those coastal towns where everyone knows your business. At 37, she was the teacher every parent hoped their child would get. Patient, caring, always putting others first. Her husband Jack worked as a bridge engineer, traveling during the week, but always home by Friday. Their life was comfortable and predictable. 4 blocks away lived Eleanor's mother, Margaret. At 68, the former nurse was slowly losing her memory to Alzheimer's, but she still had strong opinions about everything, especially health care. Then there was Ruth Bedford, their 72-year-old neighbor who noticed everything. Ruth had a gift for seeing what others missed, a trait that would soon save Eleanor's life. It started during a beach vacation the previous summer. Eleanor and Jack spent 4 perfect days on the Maine coast. She remembered lying on her towel, finally relaxed after years of caring for everyone else. "You forgot sunscreen again," Jack had teased, pointing to her pink shoulders. Eleanor shrugged it off. After losing her sister Beth to breast cancer 5 years earlier, a simple sunburn seemed like nothing. 3 months later, she first noticed the change while showering. The small mole on her shoulder looked darker, slightly raised. She dismissed it as sun damage and forgot about it. October became November. Eleanor's days filled with lesson plans, parent conferences, and frequent visits to check on her mother. The mole kept changing, but it got buried under her endless to-do list. Memorial Day arrived with the neighborhood barbecue. Eleanor wore a sleeveless dress, completely forgetting about the mole until Ruth's sharp eyes spotted it. "Good heavens, Eleanor!" Ruth's voice carried across the yard. "That thing on your shoulder looks terrible. You need to see Dr. Blackwood immediately." Eleanor quickly pulled on her cardigan, laughing nervously. "It's nothing, Ruth, just a sunspot." But that evening, Jack noticed it too. His fingers paused as they traced across her shoulder during their usual goodnight routine. "Ellie, this doesn't look normal. How long has it been like this?" "A few months," she admitted reluctantly. "You need to see the doctor. Promise me you'll call tomorrow." She promised, but they both knew she probably wouldn't follow through. By July, the mole had grown to the size of a quarter. Its edges were jagged, the color a disturbing mix of black and red. It itched constantly, and one morning Eleanor woke to find blood on her nightgown. She frantically scrubbed the stains before Jack could see them. The exhaustion crept in slowly. Climbing stairs left her breathless. She needed afternoon naps. Food lost its taste. When 8-year-old Sophia Chen asked, "Miss Whitman, why do you look so tired?" Eleanor deflected with lies about staying up late grading papers. During one of her mother's rare, lucid moments, Margaret studied her daughter's pale face. "You look terrible, honey. You're not taking care of yourself." "Just end-of-year stress, Mom." Margaret's eyes sharpened with the clarity that sometimes cut through her confusion. "That's what Beth said before we knew about her cancer." The comparison hit Eleanor like ice water, but she pushed the thought away. This was different. This was just a mole. One evening, Eleanor struggled to lift a box of textbooks. Sharp pain shot through her armpit, and she gasped, leaning against the wall. "Miss Whitman, are you okay?" Sophia appeared in the doorway, her young face full of concern. "Just tired, sweetie." Sophia handed her a drawing. "I made this family portrait for my project. See? That's you with your special shoulder spot." The innocent observation from a child's perspective struck Eleanor like a physical blow. Even her 8-year-old students had noticed. That night, Jack found her pale and shaking after a long shower. "That's it," he said, wrapping her in a towel. "This ends now. We're not waiting anymore." He sat her down on their bed, no longer hiding his late-night internet research. "I've been reading about melanoma, Ellie. Your mole has every single warning sign. This is serious." "It can't be cancer," she protested weakly. "Your father had skin cancer. That puts you at higher risk." The forgotten family history surfaced like a missing puzzle piece. "I can't miss school." "Forget school." Jack rarely raised his voice. He immediately softened. "I'm sorry, but Ellie, I'm terrified. I won't lose you because you're too busy taking care of everyone else." Finally, she nodded through her tears. "Okay, call Dr. Blackwood." Dr. Thomas Blackwood had been Oak Ridge's dermatologist for 30 years. Eleanor could see his expression change as he examined her mole under the magnifying lens. "How long has it looked like this?" he asked, his voice carefully controlled. "It started changing after our beach trip last year, but it's gotten much worse recently, and it bleeds sometimes." His examination was thorough. The silence grew more concerning as he checked her lymph nodes under her arm.
"Eleanor," he said finally, pulling his chair closer, "I won't sugarcoat this. This lesion has several characteristics that worry me greatly. I believe you have melanoma." The word hit like a sledgehammer. "I lost my wife to melanoma 15 years ago," he continued quietly. "That's why I won't delay with you. I need to do a biopsy right now." Jack's hand found hers. "How serious is this?" "Potentially very serious, given what I'm feeling in the lymph nodes. But time is everything with melanoma. The sooner we act, the better your chances." The biopsy was quick but felt monumental. "We'll rush this to the lab. Results in 48 hours. Those 2 days stretched like eternity. Eleanor called in sick to school. Jack wanted to stay home, but she insisted he work. There was nothing to do but wait and worry. At exactly 10:15 on the second morning, the phone rang. Jack answered, his face carefully composed, but his hands trembling. "Dr. Blackwood's office. They moved up our appointment to this afternoon." They both knew expedited results rarely brought good news. The waiting room was empty when they arrived. Dr. Blackwood entered with a younger woman whose confident stride marked her as someone used to delivering difficult news. "Eleanor, Jack, this is Dr. Sarah Chen from Maine Cancer Institute." The presence of an oncologist before any official results told Eleanor everything. "The biopsy confirms melanoma," Dr. Blackwood began. "Specifically, nodular melanoma, a very aggressive type." Dr. Chen leaned forward. "The tumor is quite thick, and combined with the lymph node involvement, this is stage 3 melanoma." "Stage 3? Jack's voice cracked. "The challenging news is we need surgery immediately. The encouraging news is we caught it before it spread to distant organs." Dr. Chen outlined the battle plan. Surgery to remove the tumor and affected lymph nodes, followed by a year of immunotherapy. "The time between diagnosis and treatment often feels like the hardest part," she said gently. As they left the office, Eleanor felt devastated but oddly relieved. The enemy finally had a name. Now they could fight back. Surgery day arrived with crystal clarity. At Maine Medical Center, the pre-surgical routine felt surreal. Eleanor hadn't eaten since midnight. Jack had taken leave from work to be there. "Ready to get this over with?" Dr. Chen asked during the final consultation. "Ready," Eleanor replied, surprised by her own steady voice. The surgery took 4 hours. Dr. Chen emerged looking cautiously optimistic. "We removed the primary tumor with clear margins and took out 15 lymph nodes. We'll know more when pathology comes back." 3 days later, the pathology report delivered mixed news. "Clear margins around the tumor. Excellent," Dr. Chen explained. "However, 12 of the 15 lymph nodes showed cancer spread. This confirms stage 3, but it also means the immunotherapy is absolutely crucial." The immunotherapy began 2 weeks later. Side effects arrived like clockwork. Crushing fatigue, painful rashes, constant nausea. Eleanor's hair fell out in clumps. One morning, she caught her reflection and barely recognized the hollow-eyed woman staring back. She looked like her sister Beth in those final months. Jack found her crying on the bathroom floor. "I can't do this anymore," she whispered. "The treatment feels worse than the cancer." "Don't you dare give up," Jack said, his own composure cracking. "This is saving your life." Their first real fight erupted that evening, born of desperation and fear. 3 months into treatment, Eleanor met 16-year-old Lily Chen in the oncology waiting room, Dr. Chen's daughter, also fighting melanoma. "Mrs. Whitman, my little sister Sophia talks about you all the time. She said we have the same sickness, which means we'll both get better because you're the strongest person she knows." Something in this brave teenager's words cracked through Eleanor's despair. That evening, Eleanor recorded her first video journal in months, inspired by Lily's courage. The August scan brought miraculous news. Dr. Chen reviewed the images with barely contained excitement. "Eleanor, I have remarkable news. Not only is there no new cancer spread, but the areas we've been monitoring show significant shrinkage. Your response to treatment has been exceptional." The relief was overwhelming. For the first time in months, the future felt possible. 6 weeks before the new school year, Eleanor received the words she'd dreamed of hearing. "No evidence of disease. You did it."
Standing before her classroom again felt like stepping into a new life. When the door opened, 22 eager faces turned toward her, including Sophia Chen's radiant smile. Eleanor started the Spot Check program, offering free skin cancer screenings at the community center. Her collaboration with Lily on video journals became a resource for newly diagnosed patients. Eleanor's journey teaches us that health isn't something we can postpone. That suspicious mole you've been ignoring, that doctor's appointment you keep delaying. These small acts of self-care can literally save your life. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't assume it's nothing. Your life, your future, your loved ones, they're all worth that phone call, that appointment, that moment of courage to advocate for yourself. Some decisions we make in seconds change everything. Make yours count. The ABCDE rule for melanoma: asymmetry, border irregularity, color variation, diameter larger than a pencil eraser, and evolution or change over time. If you notice any of these signs, see a dermatologist immediately. Early detection saves lives. Eleanor's story could be your story, but only if you act before it's too late.